Let's talk about the 7 ways to make your content more link worthy. Hey, I'm Dallin with SEO.co, where we help startups to Fortune 500 companies create content that drives organic results online. So let's get started. To be successful with a content marketing program, your content needs to do a lot of things. It needs to be compelling if you want to attract new people, and particularly if you want to acquire links naturally and not necessarily through some link service. It needs to be informative. If you want people to come back to you, it needs to be entertaining. If you want people to keep reading, you need these things. But if you want people to become more loyal to your brand and eventually buy from you, there's one trait that's indispensable, and that's trustworthiness. Trustworthy content will always perform better than questionable content because its information will be held in higher regard, and your brand as an author will be more trusted and respected in turn. While building trust with people isn't always easy, there are some simple ways to make your content more trustworthy to the public. Number 1, publish with personal brands. 2, cite outside sources. 3, offer personal experiences. 4, use quantifiable information when possible. 5, avoid attention-grabbing gimmicks. 6, be thorough. And 7, get rid of ads. Let's start with publishing with personal brands. People trust other people far more than they trust corporations. Yet I still see many businesses posting blogs with a corporate brand as the author. This is a mistake. Instead, establish a handful of personal brand profiles and embellish them in your blog. Include names and bylines and brief bios so people know who's writing all your content. Readers can follow their favorite authors, hold more trust in the information being provided to them, and usually form a closer relationship with your business. You can even invite others outside personal brands in as guest writers. Second one is to cite outside sources. So you may not know a lot about your industry and have years of experience fueling your claims, but that won't mean much to a new reader who's never met you. To add real substance and authoritative power to your writing, cite outside authorities on the matter and include references for any data you received from an external source. It will make your content seem stronger, better researched, and more reliable than if you just wrote it off the top of your head. The more valuable the source, like a national publisher or leading expert in the industry, the better. The next one, number 3, is to offer personal experience. Outside sources are great and all, but if you can cite personal experience specifically, it's going to make your content even more trustworthy. The key here is to recall specific instances, vaguely indicating that, oh, I've seen this before, or I found that, isn't going to cut it. You need to show more empathy and understanding. This is where you can tell a story about the events that led you to that conclusion, step by step if necessary, and explain it in the context that will make sense to your reader. The more specific, the better. Fourth one, use quantifiable information when possible. When it comes to logical information, quantifiable data is always better than qualitative data, at least when it comes to persuading someone. For example, stating that most marketers are currently using content marketing as a primary strategy isn't as powerful as stating that 62% of most marketers are using content and link building as a primary strategy. If you don't have this information immediately available, try to find some backing for it in an external source. If that secondary research fails you, try to quantify it in less of a precise way. For example, you could say 3 out of 5 marketers you've spoken to have stated that content is a primary strategy. Numbers almost always make your content more trustworthy. 5 is to avoid attention-grabbing gimmicks. It may be tempting to earn more visibility and traffic with a sensational or slightly misleading headline. Doing so can earn you more clicks, but be aware that those visitors will almost immediately distrust your brand as a result. It's better to write strong, compelling headlines that are actually accurate and straightforward about the content that you have to offer. They won't earn you as many clicks necessarily or visits to your website, but you'll be confident that you're avoiding gimmicky strategies. 6, be thorough. When exploring a given topic, be as thorough as possible, even if it means compromising your position. For example, if you're arguing in favor of adopting a new technology in a given industry, don't stop after the main points of your argument. Include the main points of a counter argument and possible objections your readers might raise. Admit if you don't have all the information or if there are things you aren't sure of. Nobody's perfect and nobody has all the answers. Admitting that is only going to make you seem more trustworthy, more authentic. So give your audience the full picture whenever you can. 7, get rid of the ads. People don't respond well to advertising. They don't like being sold to. And if they feel like your content is primarily intended to make you more profitable, they aren't going to continue reading. Remember that ads take on many forms. Those flashy banner ads are probably the first and most important thing to remove, and avoid making any hard sales pitches in the body of your content. Ending the article with a phrase like, "Be sure to buy one of our great products today," instantly destroys any credibility you might have built until that point. You can still encourage conversions, but do so in a subtle way. So put these elements into practice and your content will almost instantly become more trustworthy. As your readers continue to read more of your material, becoming more familiar with your brand in the process, that trust can only stand to grow. Prioritize trust as one of your top objectives in your SEO marketing campaign, and you can't go wrong. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.